All right, let's get the show on the road. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 runoff debate. I'm here with the co-mediator, Robert Thomas. First off, I want to introduce myself. My name is Eric Brown. I am a laborer with the Chicago Transit Authority. I've been employed with the organization. I've been employed with the company, for 21 years. I've had 18 years as a bus operator, and the remaining years from that point as a laborer, stationed out of West Shops. And I would like to start off this debate by giving the general rules and the rules of the debate to let everyone be aware of the circumstances surrounding this debate that we're going to have. Okay, this is not a Zoom meeting to promote hostile environments or other innuendos toward candidates or members, especially at work locations, union office, and social media. There are no contractual, bylaw, or constitutional obligation for candidates to be present at this Zoom debate. However, we, the membership, commend those who took the time out from their families, weekend events, etc., to voice their opinions and to be heard. We appreciate your devotion and dedication. Let me remind you all that slandering and unruly attacks on candidates or members' characters will not be allowed. Only CTA union-related topics and debates are allowed. That includes but not limited to the wrongdoings of the current officials and candidates. All speeches and answers to questions will only be 2 minutes unless the mediators approve an extension or an expansion of the debate, depending on the point. The debate between all candidates alone shall remain civilized and professional. The timing of the debate between candidates may be extended past 2 minutes. It will be determined by the mediators. For those of you all that's attending, you will be able to submit questions via the Q&A chat. That's available for you on here. If you're unable to submit a chat, please feel free to send a text to my phone. That's area code 872-444-0034. Again, 872-444-0034. I shall retrieve and direct your questions to the appropriate candidates. Please keep questions CTA and union related. Identify yourself by giving your name and location, and text if necessary. If the rules are not followed, the candidate and also the person that's attending will be omitted from the Zoom chat. So hopefully we have an understanding for those who's listening. If they have any questions, please let me know. So moving forward, we're going to begin this debate. We're going to be conducting this debate.
You want to introduce myself?
I'm sorry, I'm moving too far. I would like to introduce my co-mediator, Robert Thomas.
All right, great. Good evening, all. My name is Robert Thomas. I'm a bus operator with the Chicago Transit Authority. I've been with the authority since 2016, 1 year part-time, and 5 years full-time at 103rd Street Garage. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to start the debate right now, but we're going to go by an agenda. The first section of the agenda, I would like to call this debate into order. Okay, in the second part, we're going to give a roll call. Also be aware, everyone, that this debate the candidates were informed. They were informed, some were informed via telephone call, text, email, and even social media. So every candidate who was invited, they have full knowledge to be present or give some type of reason to why they can't attend. But just an FYI, just to let you all know. And once again, there's no legal obligation for either one of them to be in attendance, but it is greatly appreciated by the membership for you to take your time out to express your thoughts and everything based on your candidacy. First of all, I want to do a roll call. The roll call for second vice president candidates. Michelle Townsend. Okay. Robert, no for the record. Michelle Townsend is not in attendance. The second candidate for the second vice president, Mr. Clarence Covington. Okay. Mr. Thomas, note for the record that Clarence Covington is not in attendance. Okay, we go to our next category, the financial and recording secretary. Tion Gatewood. Okay, note also that Mr. Tion Gatewood is not in attendance for this debate. Okay, Nicole Williams.
Nicole Williams is here.
Okay, 10-4. Ms. Williams, I want to thank you for taking your time out and showing your dedication and devotion for attending this meeting. Thank you. Or should I say this debate? I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to move over to the we're going to move on to the third portion of the agenda. We're going to have opening speeches. And Ms. Williams, if you are, since you're the only candidate, you can extend it for a little bit more than 2 minutes to give an opening speech, if you would like.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Nicole Williams. I'm running for Finance Recording Secretary Treasurer. I'm a bus operator out of 103rd Street Garage. I've been employed with the Chicago Transit Authority for 25 years, 23 years full-time, 2 years part-time. Yeah, I'm glad to be here tonight and eager to answer some questions. I yield back.
Okay, 10-4. So we're going to move over to the next portion of our agenda, the fourth line. We're going to do mediators questioning. But let me also let you know that you're going to be questioned from categories A. It's going to be categories A through G, and it will be, first category will be the pension. The second category will be members' involvement. The third will be glossary and labor terms. The fourth one will be ATU finances. The fifth will be once you're elected. The sixth will be campaign literature. And the seventh will be the bylaws and constitutions. Okay. Financial Recording Secretary candidate Nicole Williams, are you ready?
I'm ready.
10-4. Okay, the first question is going to be for the pension, the category of the pension. It was intended for your position as well as the second vice president candidate also. So this category has 2 questions. All right, we're going to start off with the scenario and the question. A CTA employee was federally indicted for fraud with the pension funds. As a financial recording secretary, do you feel that your members should be informed? They should have been informed at that exact moment?
I can't say they should have been informed at that exact moment, but I can say they should be informed. You know, it's a right way to put out information and a wrong way to put out information. So, you know, you want to get all the information. Now, once all the information is gathered, I do believe the membership should be advised of the situation.
Okay. 10-4. Okay, the second part. As a member of the pension board, was it more likely, okay, I'll rephrase that. Well, let's put you're not elected yet, or soon to be elected. I'm going to create a scenario right quick. Let's say that you were a member of the pension board, as our current financial recording secretary is right now. As a member of the pension board, was it more likely that such fraudulent transactions could have possibly been known at that time, even through the pension board?
I can't speculate on it because I've never sat on the board before, and I'm not sure what type of information that they give out, but I'm sure some type of information should be given out. And I just think that sitting on the picture board, you will learn more. And my personal opinion is that I believe that I should have known if I sit on the picture board committee. But I can't speculate because I've never sat there, I've never sat in a meeting. But to be in that position as a financial reporting secretary, I can come back to membership with whatever I find out because it's important.
Okay. 10-4. Now we're going to move on to our next section. We're going to move to section B of the bylaws. I'm sorry, section B of the agenda. We're going to go to the category of members' involvement. Sure you can. Yeah, Mr. Robert Thomas is the other mediator. He's going to read out this question for you.
Okay.
Don't make a difference.
Okay, this question is for Financial Recording Secretary, candidate Nicole Williams. And the name of this section is Members Involvement. The question is, what will be your strategy of building the morale of this membership?
Well, I want to first start by trying to get more members to the meetings. I want to find some way. I want to get committees made. We currently have committees, but all members are not a part of the committees. I want to have more meetings with members to see what ideas they could have to build up morale. Because by myself, I've been thinking about it and I came up with a lot of ideas, but I don't know if those ideas are the membership. I like more meetings, more committees. I like more gatherings, whether it be like a bowling party, something. Maybe even bringing a picnic back. I'm not really sure, but I want to get the members' input. I just don't want to make the decision by myself because we need to come together as a whole to try to find out what's the best solution to bring the morale back to the membership, because that's very important for us to move forward.
10-4, thank you for your input.
Let me do this. Okay, we're going to move to the next section of the bylaws, the next category. I'm sorry, I keep saying bylaws. We're going to move to the next section of the agenda. This is section D, ATU finances. Of course, this question is for you, Ms. Financial Recording Secretary candidate. Recently, the members have been going through like different deductions in terms of special dues and due arrears. So my question is to you, what is your take on the dues arrears for the members? And what would be your plan of action in terms of why are you doing these due arrears and what's your opinion about it? And like, what is your plan of action in terms of basically getting the deductions from the member, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. Well, when it comes to arrearages, special dues and all that, what I want to do is do something like what CTA do. I want to stay on top of any members that's behind, give them the opportunity to set up a payment plan so that we can take it out, not all at once, because we don't want to take a lot of money out of members' check at one time, but set up a financial plan that meets their needs. I want to stay on top of member arrears. I don't want to wait and say you have to do it yourself. I want to be able to let you know when you get behind, ask you if you have a plan to be current. If not, just set up some type of plan to make you current, or just work with the member to be current. But I plan to look at what our current financial secretary has been doing, and then make an assessment that best fits all members.
Okay, 10-4. One more question in terms of owing the local for money. I know recently we had a lot of events that took place in terms of the members not being eligible to run for different types of positions because they owe for they owe different types of fees, and you know, it could be stipends or just behind on your union dues. What is a good plan of action in terms of resolving this matter to make it very fair and easy for the members you can work together in terms of getting up to par, so they won't get too persecuted at the last minute, basically for owing dues or whatever.
Well, in previous administrations, this wasn't a problem. If you owe money and you want to run, at the time of nominations, the election judge will call you and let you know, hey, you behind, and give you the opportunity to, to come current so you can be on the ballot or whatever you want to do at that particular time. So I think that's a start. But again, I want to bring to the members and decide what do they think we should do as a whole. Not just make the decision because it affects all of us. But in the past administrations, when you were nominated, the election judges, commissioners will contact you, give you the opportunity to set up a payment plan or pay off your dues so you can be on the ballot. We haven't been seeing that with this administration, but that's a start. But that's not the whole way we are gonna do it. We're gonna bring ideas to the table on how we can get past this because it is becoming a practice. So we want to give everybody an opportunity to be able to run on a ballot if they're behind or for whatever reason their dues are not current. So we want to be in touch with the members to see what we can do to keep them current and able to run when need be.
Yes, my co-mediator wants to ask you a question.
Okay.
Nicole, in regards to that last question, would you support? I know I had an issue running in a delegate election not too long ago. And when I contacted them and asked them why the only way they contacted me by phone, they said, oh, that's the only way we do. That's the only way we contact members. So would you support adding other methods of contact, such as email, fax, or a letter in the mail?
Yeah, I think like some of the practices that we have are outdated. We're in the 20th century now. I think email is a very effective way to communicate, to make sure that, you're giving everybody the opportunity they need to get it. Everybody don't answer their phone or check their voice message. So I think like an effective way is email or even a letter. It brings transparency and that you're trying to give the member the opportunity to be a part of the election. And then I think like when these elections come up and everything, I think that they need to be explained in detail how the procedure works. So yeah, I think getting the notices out about the nomination and explaining more will help. And I think regular mail would be effective. Sometimes these things are time sensitive, so I think like email is a great communication. It works, and then if the members say, well, I didn't get it, we can look back at the email and it'd be like a receipt that we sent it, so it won't be no misunderstanding. So yeah, I'm looking into bringing a lot of transparency to the local in all ways possible, not just my ways, but also the members' ways. I don't want to be the end solution. I want the members to bring their solutions to the table as well. So yeah, I'm absolutely for looking to other ways to communicate with the members.
Okay, 10-4. Thank you for that answer. Okay, now we're going to move to the next segment. We're going to move to the next section of the agenda. This category is basically labeled, is categorized once you are elected. So they're going to be questions, just a set of questions I'm going to ask you as if you were already in office, and what could be your perspective on things. Okay, I'm going to start off right now with the scenario. Question number 1. Okay, now, of course, other than you and I, members who had so much time with the company, I noticed for a long while now, this membership, we haven't had a grievance. We haven't had a meeting for grievances in a long time. In my opinion, I strongly believe that's the reason why we're having a big grievance hold up, because we're not letting these grievances being heard on a normal basis like it used to be done a while back and in previous administrations. So What is your take on that? And
Well,
I'm sorry, and if you're in office, what would be your take on the grievance meetings, and how would you format, like, how would you create a strategy on conducting grievance meetings once you're elected?
well, first we have to go back to getting the grievance committee back. And I think the grievance committee should not be made up of all executive board members or stewards. It should be made of members. We got to go back to what we know Bassett was getting, and we got to, bring it back to a grievance committee. Then I have to work with the president to see. I don't want to, I can't just make the decision by myself to bring it back. We have to sit down and have a talk with the president to have his input of bringing the grievance process back, but in a fashion for the members. It has to come back. I don't believe we have been voting on grievances at meetings. Some say because of COVID, but we have to go back to what we know. We have to get the members back involved. It'd be a great reason for them to start showing back up at the meetings. If we're gonna vote on which grievances are gonna go to arbitration, which we are gonna resolve. I'm not really clear on what the current administration is doing with expedited arbitration. So I would have to look and see what they've been doing and see what we're gonna do. But again, I don't want to make those decisions, say what I would do, because it all has involved the members as well as myself and the president to get that back on track. But I want to see the grievance process come back as it once was. I want members to vote on grievances, go on arbitration. I want to go through all the steps in the right ways according to the bylaws and the Constitution.
Okay, 10-4. Thank you very much. It's very good. I have another set of questions, a scenario for you. Over the past 5 years, the current financial recording secretary has had so many assistants on board with her while performing her current duties. If needed, would you obtain a liaison or liaisons as well? If so, will the membership have a voice, or will there be a vote?
Well, according to the bylaws, the president can appoint any member if we need assistance. So that's according to the bylaws. But if needed, yes, the membership should vote, because if I have an assistant or a liaison, as you say, they have to get paid. I don't think nobody's going to be working for free. So of course we got to bring it to the membership and ask for their approval and say why we need them. So absolutely, the membership has to be involved in everything. That is my one of my campaign things I run on, transparency. So the members have to be involved, and when I say involved, they have to come to these meetings, because that's what we're voting on, this kind of stuff. Because if they don't come to the meetings, then guess what? Then we just give me an assistant or a liaison or whatever I need, and then they come to the next meeting and say, well, why do you have an assistant? Because you didn't come to the meeting and vote on it, and whoever was here, we voted on it and said yes. So that's one of the great reasons to come to the meetings, to vote on these type of scenarios.
That's a very good answer. That was some ideas I probably would never even thought about also. Okay, I have a third question for you. It's pertaining to the grievances again. And my question is, how will you handle grievances in a transparent manner?
Well, okay, so I have to be honest. In my opinion, the grievances, backlogs, I don't know where. I have to get in and see what has been done and what has not been done. Just as a member right now, I found some issues with the grievance process. So I don't want to speculate on how I can do something, because if I say something, people hold me to my word. I don't know where we at with the grievance process. Where we need to be at, we're not there. So I would have to get in, but I can promise whatever I do, I will report to the members, get there moving forward. I just want we have real work to do with the grievances and the grievance process. So again, we got to look in there and see what's going on, and then report back to the members to see we are just not on my idea, but on our ideas.
Okay, 10-4, thank you for answering that question. Much greatly appreciated. We had some serious issues and concerns that was going on and it needed to be addressed. And I appreciate you for answering those questions. So we're going to move forward to the next section of questions. It's consisting of the campaign literature. It was basically the question that was asked to you from the previous debate, but there's different concerns of your literature that needs to be addressed, and you can explain a little bit more to the members.
Okay.
Okay. Could you explain? I need you to explain to the members about the Justice Coalition, like what is it about, and let the members understand what the Justice Coalition consists of, and what it does and how it benefits the membership.
Okay. Oh, sure. Great. That's a great question. I like to answer this question all the time. The Justice Coalition is just regular members of Local 241 and 308. We get together, we educate each other, we learn different things. We teach different things that can help us be effective in union meetings or understanding anything. We put information together so you don't have to search or guess things. We put things in black and white. We're just a group of people who trying to understand what direction our union is going in and try to bring transparency to get answers that we can't get from our current administration. So that's all we are, is just a group of people, 308 and 241 members, learning and educating each other about things that we can't get answers from our current administration. So that's basically what we are.
Okay, 10-4. Thank you very much. Next question is still consistent of the campaign literature. On there, you wrote something, you had a trade line on your literature. It has something to do with training under various local FST of the ATU.
Absolutely.
Could you explain that, please?
Well, in my training, I've been going to union meetings for a while, and I couldn't understand the profit and loss. So, I've been networking, I've been going to labor notes, I met so many people. And so I want to know the job of the financial reporting secretary. So I reached out to some locals. I got a response, and I just been training up on them to understand the job, know what the job consists of, how to kind of work the job. Yeah, because I was interested in the position. So, and then I was interested in how to read a profit and loss. Was my concern genuine, or is this how it goes? So I just reached out to another local. I mean, another ATU local. I mean, you go to labor notes, you meet all kind of people. You meet presidents, vice presidents, financial reporting secretary. It's just a networking thing. So you ask them. You're curious. I wanted to run for the job. I asked questions. They were nice enough to help me out.
Okay, 10-4, thank you. That concludes the section of the completion of the campaign literature. Now I'm going to move to the next category. It's glossary of labor terms. I want to ask you, I want to give you a couple of glossary terms in terms of unionism and labor, and I want to need you to define them to the best of your ability. And we're going to start off. If you can let the members know your take, what is in your own, as a financial recording secretary, could you let the members know, like, what does the term arbitration mean? What is arbitration and how does arbitration work? If you could explain it in your own words as a financial recording secretary to the members and get them to understand. Okay,
well, I can't explain arbitration as a financial reporting secretary because I am not. As a member, I can give you what I think it is. I don't know the process our current administration is using, and I don't want to speculate what it is because they got they say this. So again, I am trying to learn what our union is offering. They don't give us much information. So what I think arbitration is, I think that's when you take a grievance and you try to settle it when you couldn't settle it any other way. But I don't know what our current administration is. I don't know what our current financial reporting secretary is considering arbitration. They keep us in the dark, so I can't speculate on that. referring to as a financial reporting secretary. I can just tell you what I think of as a member, what I think it is. So yeah, that's a tough question because I'm confused. I'm trying to understand arbitration and the proper process, but when I ask the question to our own financial reporting secretary or even to our current president, I get no answer. I did some research on my own about arbitration, and I'm still confused. So I don't want to confuse the members on what I think it is. I want to know what our local are requiring us to do and how we're going about it. And so I have to be in the position to get that information. And currently I'm just a member.
Okay, 10-4. Now, this is another glossary term that we all are familiar with, especially for members who had violations, who've been disciplined. Could you explain the grievance? Could you explain what a grievance is and what all you know about the grievance process? Now, that's definitely financial reporting secretary.
That is definitely financial reporting secretary. Well, I know there's many steps to a grievance. We can go back what the bylaws and the Constitution say, but again, this administration has not been going by the process. So we can always refer to what the process of the grievance process is per the bylaws and Constitution, but I can't really say that we're following it. So, again, we can go by the bylaws and Constitution the way we should be doing grievances. And, everybody can find that in the bylaws and Constitution, but the grievance process is something that has a lot of work to be done. And we're definitely not following our bylaws and Constitution. So, I don't want to confuse the members of what the bylaws and the Constitution say, but that's not what we're doing here at 241 right now.
Okay. The last definition I'm going to ask you about, this term is normally used when you're dealing with the Illinois Department of Labor Relations. And I do include the financial reporting secretary because in the past, when I've done my ULPs and everything, whether it was with 241 or with the actual company that we work for, this term was always, it's like the majority of charge there's most employees and union members filed against the union organization and the labor organization as well. Could you explain to the membership what is a ULP? Explain unfair labor practice and in your own terms to the membership.
Unfair labor practice is something that the company shouldn't be doing, that the members think they're not doing per the collective bargaining agreement. So, they're violating the rules. And when they violate the rules, you file an unfair labor practice. There's many unfair labor practices, and then there's many scenarios where it's not an unfair labor practice. It could be a grievance. But each member has to think about what they're filing. So I'll use representation from the union. Do we think will we file an unfair labor practice if the union wasn't representing us? Yeah, absolutely we could. If CTA wasn't going by the things in the collective bargaining agreement, could you file an unfair labor practice? Absolutely. But that's a question that's a variety. There's a lot of things that we think are unfair labor practices that could be a grievance. There's a difference. So, we just got to understand and talk and research what we think there are. Then there's a lot of grievances and unfair labor practices that we file. It's not even a grievance because if it's in the collective bargaining agreement and member violators, then it's neither one. So we have to know the difference between it.
Okay, 10-4. Okay, moving forward, we're going to go to our last section of the mediator's question. It's going to be pertaining to bylaws and constitution. And I have two questions for you. Okay, in terms of chain of command with the top 5 officers, when the president and business agent is absent, which officer takes on the role temporarily or permanently?
Well, I would say the financial reporting secretary treasurer.
Okay, so why would you say the financial recording secretary treasurer?
Well, the financial reporting secretary treasurer, I always thought it was the first vice president, but the financial reporting secretary, treasurer, and the president are like equal. They're like the same. They have the same job. Well, not job, but duties. So I believe the bylaws say that in the absence of the president, it will be the financial reporting secretary to take over the president job.
Okay. So you're answering this question as, and is more like your perspective, or is it like strictly to the bylaws and constitution, or is this more?
I don't know, because okay, so I'm just saying my perspective, because again, in this administration, things don't go as they are supposed to. So basically, you know, in the absence of, I've noticed, and I'll say this, one time we had a meeting, in the absence of the president, the first vice president took over his duties. In the absence of the financial reporting secretary, treasurer, anybody take over the duty. So I'm confused of who does what, because what goes on in our current administration. And I don't know if they changed some bylaws they ain't showed us, or if they're doing just what they want to do. But that's in the absence of the president currently, the first vice takes over his duties. But I don't believe that's the right answer.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that so you did answer the question by saying that it is the first vice president who's supposed to take over per bylaw, but it hasn't been demonstrated with this current administration.
So what I'm saying is, I'm just so confused on everything with this administration. Nothing is done correctly to the bylaws, and everything is done how they want to do it. So I don't know if they changed the way the order is. It's a lot we don't know. We're confused. So I'm gonna say the way it's been going with this administration, when the absence of the president, the first vice. But I don't know that to be the rule of law with the bylaws and the Constitution.
Okay.
Because oh, go ahead. Okay.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you paused. I thought you were done. Yes.
Right. No, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
So you want me to do the next one?
Okay. My co-mediator is going to ask you the last question.
All right, this will be the last question for bylaws, constitution, etc. The question goes as follows. Are you in total agreement that having experience for any particular position a candidate runs for really it isn't necessary as long as you're knowledgeable of the bylaws and constitution? Please explain.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? You're kind of breaking up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Nicole. This is Eric again.
Oh.
Yeah, we both had our speakers on. That's why he was kind of like fluttering.
Okay.
So the question is, are you in total agreement with, basically they always say that in order to run for a position, you need experience. You must be educated. You must have experience. In the past, you've seen candidates put their different types of experiences. They go all the way from working at different locations all the way to having military experience. Do you really think experience is really necessary when you're running for these different positions in the office? And all that really matters, and what the real rule is, you should pretty much be knowledgeable of the bylaws and constitution. So which one of those categories do you really think really matters? Is experience necessary, or is more agreeable that it's all about knowing the bylaws and constitution that's more important than having experience for the job?
I don't think either of those are important, because any job that you get with the union, you're going to be trained for. You're going to be trained for. And I think that just educating yourself more and more will make you a stronger person and a stronger candidate. Just like any job, you have to be trained. And you have to learn, and you have to be around people who are willing to grow and learn. I think that's a myth, that you have to be knowledgeable. You just got to be willing to learn and be willing for the betterment of this local, because they're going to teach you. And you should be around people who want to see you grow and grow with you for the betterment of this local. I think that is a myth, and that's why so many people don't put their hat in the race. Any of these jobs, you have to get trained, but you also have to get your membership involved to lead you. These jobs are not for officers to do the job. It's for members to guide them, to bring ideas to make us grow. So I don't think so. It's just like when you apply to be a bus operator, you have no idea what you're doing, but then they teach you. You gotta learn. You gotta start somewhere, and that brings light to the union. So I don't think that's true. I think that's just a myth. I think that's how we keep each other down and don't want to run. But I think that, going to classes, continue your education. Once you get into a new job, will help you go a long way and help you grow. I think some people are stagnant in their positions that they don't want to grow. They don't want to, once they get the position, they don't want to keep educating themselves. So it's vice versa when you're trying to get in office.
Okay, I appreciate that. I have a quick little bonus question to ask you also. It's pertaining to similar to what you're saying, because you actually made a lot of sense on what you just said. In terms of training of the membership, as financial recording secretary, now that I don't have any knowledge. I'm assuming that the president business agent is the person that's in charge of conducting training courses for the members. So in the future, as a financial recording secretary, even though it may be the duties of the president and business agent to conduct courses, are you willing to come up with maybe ideas to bring to the president's attention to have different types of training? Let me finish the question. I'm sorry. To have different types of training for the members, including that's all members, no bias. It shouldn't be biased to the point that you're afraid to send this person to financial recording secretary class because you're afraid that they may want your job. So what do you think of that situation? Do you think that's a very good idea to have classes for the members?
Absolutely. One of the things I'm running off of is education of the membership, because you never know when someone gets sick. You never know, someone might die. I hope not, but you never know when it comes up. And why wait to the last minute? Why be selfish? Why should we just keep all the education from the members? It makes us stronger when we educate one another, so other people can step up. So we don't lose control of our union. More knowledge so people can run. Or, the members don't even have to wait. They offer classes on their own. They have this big thing, labor notes. You can go there and you can learn different things. And not only do they have it when they have the big convention, you can go online and take their courses and Zoom courses. They have different meetings. But education will make all of us stronger. It'll make us a stronger union in total. I think that's an amazing idea. And I would, if elected, I will be talking to the president more and more, think about how we can get more training for our members.
I appreciate that. Your response was very strong on that, so I could tell that's one of your babies. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, it got to be, because
I got you.
The more smarter the members are, the stronger the union are.
That's right. And the less intimidated, the more unified we'll be. I already know. Okay, so this concludes the moderating questioning. The next section of this agenda will be a mutual debate between candidates, but seeing that your opponent is absent, again, for the second debate, is going to leave you alone. So we're going to skip over this section and we're going to go over to section 6, questions from the membership. Now, I have a couple of text messages and I also have a chat. I have a Q&A chat up there. So we're going to have Tom Colangelo go first, but we're going to have Tom actually speak because he's the only one on the Q&A section that actually have questions, but the other questions I have are text messages.
Okay.
Okay, so my co-mediator is going to work on something to get Tom online right now as we Mr. Thomas.
Tom should be good. All you gotta do is unmute yourself.
Just waiting for Tom to unmute us.
Tom Colangelo, you can unmute yourself, speak.
All right, while we waiting on Tom, we'll go ahead, Sharon. Sharon, we're gonna go ahead and unmute you. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Nicole,
Hello,
can you hear Sharon?
Nicole.
Oh, I can hear.
How you
Okay,
doing?
good.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm from out of Chicago garage. My question is, like one of your questions you said, your answers you said was getting the membership to get involved as far as the morale and how to get them to these meetings. So you say like you got different ideas. I'm just gonna throw out, like you say, a picnic.
Right.
I don't believe in that. That's just me because I don't miss my personal business with regular business, if you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
I never went to a picnic. I believe that we shouldn't do that because you mixing with managers and, like you said, just say you get in office. I don't want you knowing all my business like that. That's just me personally. I agree with you too. Yeah, you should be able to get all these, especially these new hires, to get involved. You know, I know the morale is down because of the pandemic and stuff. You got to look at that aspect as, you know, people in 605 like I am right now. Injured on duty, and I stay in tune with everything. Eric is a witness of that. But my question was, you got great ideas. I do give you that, but I need to, you say like the experience part.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is with the experience, it's up to you to try to get as much experience on your side, because like you say, or like Eric says, it might be some people that think that you trying to take their jobs or whatever the case may be. But would you trust someone like me? And I just want you to be honest, you know, to run the local, dealing with the financial aspect of this job, especially when you know I don't have the experience for this job. Would you really entrust in someone new for that position?
Well, yeah. So are you done now? I can answer.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I absolutely would trust you, because the one thing about the financial reporting secretary, this is not a hard job. If you could balance your checkbook, you could balance the local money. It's not like you can go and take money out. It takes two people to sign up on the check, you and the president. So it's like not like you're taking money and you're spending it. You have to get approved for two people. That's not one.
That's true.
So,
that's true. Mm-hmm.
So that's why I can trust you. If you could balance a checkbook and you're willing to try to take on that job, it's not gonna be easy because you're not used to it. But if you've been doing, like for instance, I've been doing banking before. I was a bank teller and then I was a bank supervisor. So I did audits and reports and all that. But you do that in your daily activity as a bus operator. I don't know if you're a bus operator, but I'm assuming you are.
Yes.
So you take all that, you take your daily experience as a bus operator and you incorporate it into doing what the CCA employs you to do. You have to come to work on time. You have to do your job as they set forth the rules. It's kind of the same thing, but now you just gotta balance the check. You just gotta balance the checkbook. And the president you can't take any money out, or you can't spend it without the president.
That's true.
So I would absolutely give you a chance, because guess what? At one point in time, that job is gonna be vacant, and somebody has to do the job. You know, just like we never had anybody who did the financial reporting secretary. We're gonna send you to training. We're gonna get you to help. When you go to financial reporting secretary treasurer school, you're gonna meet other financial reporting secretary. You all gonna exchange numbers, and if you have any questions, you're gonna ask them. how to do the thing. So it's all about what the individual wants to do. If you feel like you're capable of and you want to take on that job, I think you should have the opportunity, because that job is just not for one person to have or someone to put there. Everybody has to learn. Just like when you was a bus operator, you might drove a car, but you never drove a bus, but you had to learn. So I'm not like anybody else. I want everybody to have a fair chance to do it. And you should be educating yourself more and more every time you're in there. You should be asking questions. And that's how you grow to do the job. That's just my opinion.
Right. Well, okay, I understand that, but okay. Because I came in, I already knew how to drive the bus, but like you say, you do have training on certain things. But I agree with you on, they should have like alternates. Like you said, like if somebody gets sick or whatever the case may be, that person should be able to fall in line. I do understand that part of the aspect of a position. And you're right. You are second in charge after the president. You're definitely right on that. You was
Right,
head
but I'm
on
just saying
that.
the way our local is being ran, it's not ran like that. People don't know how much power an individual supposed to have according to the bylaws and the Constitution. Because our current administration, and I'm not dogging them, I'm just saying how it works, how I see it work.
I know you're not. I'm understanding what you're saying.
You know, everybody needs to know their role, and when you know your role, you can act accordingly and make the local stronger. It's like we need to work together instead of against each other. And when you know your role, you do your job and you help others do their job.
Okay. I appreciate that, and it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
Thank you, Sharon.
Oh, no problem. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, we're going to try one more time for Tom Colangelo. If he's not able to respond, I'm going to read, or unmute, I'm going to read his question for him. Tom Colangelo, are you able to talk? Are you there? All right. Well, he must have stepped away, or he's not hearing. He can't hear. I don't know. But he left a message
In the Q&A.
in the Q&A. And the question is, would you support a bylaw change for the membership to elect the election commission, not the president and board?
I absolutely would. I would support a change because I believe that's the way it should be, transparency. But something else I would do, I would support it. So I would answer his question. I would support it.
Okay. Also, do you believe the financial recording secretary job and should be separated like it was before?
It should be.
I believe it's a tough job, and I believe if it was separated, it would be better for our local. But also, I believe again that since it's the way it is, it should be everybody helping, all hands on deck to make sure everything goes correctly. You know what I mean? So I would support it going back to the way it used to be. I would.
Okay, because just quoting on this matter, I know from my experience of being involved with the union for the last 21 years, I do, and you also know too. You were here when we actually had a recording secretary. You know, we're going back to Willie Means, Michael Simmons. You know, those tasks alone was kind of busy. So just imagine. I think the combination happened after the last trusteeship. That was something that Javier Perez did when he did those bylaws and everything. He combined in both positions. Not only that it made the position very powerful, but very somewhat kind of complicated. Well, at least that's what some people who did the job made it seem like, you know, because of all the different assistants and different people that was involved in terms of the duties and responsibilities of the current financial recording secretary. So that's why I was just concerned. I think it would be a lot easier. I understand Mr. Colangelo's concern because I know you and I both were here at that time. Yeah.
Well, I understand financial concerns too, because that job is a big job. It is a big job. And you got to be willing to take it on to make sure it's done correctly. So I do understand, and I would support it because it would make it easy on the whole local together to have it that way.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember actually going through all those, I met these people, I knew their jobs, and I know it could be a difficult task. Even if they, in my opinion, I think it is a good idea to bring back the recording secretary, make it separate, because we do need a separate person just dealing with grievances only. It should be done by one person. Somebody should be dealing with grievances only, not a combination of finances as well. Yeah. But as you stated before in your Q&A, you did state that you were going to evaluate the situation first once you were in there. Then you're going to decide whether or not you should have assistants, liaisons, etc., or whatever. And upon your decision, you will let the members know. They'll get a chance to have a voice as well as a vote. So I get that. So moving.
I think we got Tom unmuted now.
Yeah, Mr. Colanzo, are you unmuted? Can you hear us now?
Hello?
Okay, there you are. One of your questions was, both of your questions was answered. I know you have a third question. So if you'd like to share that with her, did you hear the candidate's response to your first two-part question when you asked about the bylaw change for the membership to separate the financial recording secretary as well as the recording? I'm sorry, to make it two different jobs instead of one. And also the other question was about the election commission and everything. So did you get the candidate's response to those questions? Yes. Okay, very good. You can proceed with your third question with her now.
My third question is, if you're elected and you find discrepancies with the books, what is your plans to handle that?
Well, my plans is to go over with the president and let him know of the inconsistencies, that if and any inconsistencies, and then I want to bring it to the membership because I can't proceed without the membership. It is the membership who should tell us the next move, what we should do. We can all give out, but it's up to the membership where we should go with them. I don't want to say, I want to use the right word, and I don't want to seem harsh. If there's any inconsistencies and discrepancies is what I'm trying to say, discrepancies.
Well, my question is pertaining to all this missing checks that came up in the mail and everything. We've gotten no information on that.
Well, my take on if I'm elected, when I come in, of course, I can take on all this all this talk that we have going around about money missing and this kind of stuff. So I plan to have a forensic audit, and that will tell us everything we need to know. Because taking on a job, if you come in and you just sign off on, you take the money and you find out the money ain't there later on, then I'll be responsible. Me and the president will be responsible. So to take that off of us being responsible for if it's any discrepancies, we'll do a forensic audit and then take it on that way.
Okay, 10-4.
We got a question from Sharon.
Okay, Sharon Harris, you have two more questions on the Q&A. Would you like to come out and verbally ask the candidate yourself, or would you like me to read it off?
Yes, I could ask her. I mean, it's just us anyway. But and again, I appreciate you giving the time. I appreciate it. So the only question, I had two separate, but Tom asked one of them, like, should you go back to, splitting both the jobs, which is a good question, because that is a demanding job, what you'll be getting yourself into. But my question was, how would you get the membership more involved? I could say both of them together and you just can answer. And two, with the membership, to educate them as well, especially like the new people, because like they say, you don't supposed to listen to the courtroom lawyers and all this. And that because you're not getting people educated anymore in these garages from the veterans, the veterans that's there or whatever. So how would you go about involving the membership more as going into these meetings or getting them in, you know, to the meetings in order to know when to vote on important issues that's going on?
Well, definitely one thing we'll do, we will put everything like voting on something. It's the current now.
Nicole?
Hello?
Nicole, are you there?
There she go. So,
Really gonna be a weird answer, but I personally, I'm begging members. I'm begging members to get involved. I'm giving them reasons
okay.
to come down to the meetings because they are so important. If members knew how much power they had in this union and how they could just ultimately change the scenario of what's going on. Oh, hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Okay. Mhm.
So I'm begging the members to come. I'm gonna speak with the president about putting these classes together and say, begging the members, please come. You know, when I'm out on the property, if you know, I'm like, hey, I didn't see you at the membership meeting last week. I know you coming this week. We got 4 of them, and you know, I get that question a whole lot on the campaign trail, and everybody say, well, I can't make it. The time is not right. And I employ them to say, listen, well, if you could take off one day and come to one meeting and you bring 5 of your friends, and I bring 5 of my friends, we could put a motion to the floor and change the day to me where it could fit everybody. You know, we all can come together. So the power the members have, like I said, I ain't gonna tell you no story. I'm begging the members to get involved. And when I come to the door, I'm begging them, trying to find a way to get them to these meetings to show them how much power they have. Because the member's supposed to direct the officers. The officer's not supposed to direct the members. It's a misconception.
That's
so again,
true.
I'm gonna tell you again, I'm begging. I'm begging you, like, Sharon, I didn't see you last week.
Mhm.
I didn't see you last week, last month. You ain't coming next month. We got 4 meetings, 10, 2, 4, and 7. It's so important. We're gonna vote on the bylaw change. So for me, I started getting involved in the meetings. I started taking off, using my VRDs, trading, get somebody to work for me because I felt that we can sit in the training rooms and talk about all the things that's going on, but the magic happens at the union office. That's our building. That's where we conduct business at. So I try to sell that too along the campaign trail. You know, they say, oh, all they do is fight at the union meeting. I say, oh, it's the best fight I ever attended because in the end, we're getting some real results. So let's attend fights that have something that we can control instead of the ones we can't. So that's how, I mean, and then I want to get the members together and say, what's their thoughts? Because my thoughts are not always the best thing, and it's not always the final answer for things. Let's talk to the members and see what they think and put our ideas together and come up with a real solution to bring this local moving forward.
Okay,
Okay then. Okay.
10-4, thank you. Nicole, I have a text question from a member.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, let me retrieve it. Okay, this message is from a mechanic.
Okay.
He works maintenance, Chicago Avenue maintenance. Terrence Smith, that's what it says. Okay.
Okay.
And he works at Chicago Avenue maintenance. Now the question is, will there be any proposals to change the once you're elected? I'm trying to get this question. I'm trying to understand what he's saying. So basically, from reading the text message, I guess he's trying to ask you, will there be any proposals to change the meeting dates and times? He said that the meetings used to be on Mondays at 8 p.m. at the Plumbers Hall. He said it was a better idea. He said, do you think that would be one of the proposals on the table once you get in office to change the meeting date? Because he said it was a better turnout.
Okay, well, tell Terrence, I don't know about if there'll be any proposals, but he can come to the meeting and he can put the motion to the floor, and us as members, we can decide. We don't have to wait until I get in office, because that's the power of a member. A member itself, as the finance reporting secretary, I'll just be taking that down, putting it in the minutes. But a member can come to the meeting and put that motion to the floor for that, and the members can decide if it moved forward. So tell Terrence to come to the next meeting, bring like 5 of his friends, and let's try to change it. That's the power of a member.
10-4, I'll inform them. Okay, so far all the people that's attending, but only a couple of people asked questions, so that's kind of a good thing. So I guess you pretty much made a good point, to the point that there's no questions.
Well, I really like the questions. Now I'm getting all excited because I'm getting some questions from the members. And this is what we need as a union. You know, I know they say we argue, we fuss and fight, but I like to agree to disagree. All my answers is not going to be in agreement with the members, but we're going to take into account their answers and their questions. That's what makes a membership strong.
10-4. Exactly. Yeah, you stay on neutral ground as a elected official. You can obtain a better relationship from the member, more respect, and a better community. It's all under respect. You know, you have more respect for the members.
The members will appreciate you if you listen to their concerns.
Yes.
I mean, because I'm an officer, I'm not God and I'm not right. Members should be that their complaints and concerns should be taken into account. I can't say that we always come up with the solution that they agree with, but I hope that we can come up with whatever solution together.
10-4, I totally understand that. I'm very agreeable with what you just said. Okay, so just going to conclude our section of the agenda for questions from the members. And Tom and Sharon, appreciate you all for your questions, and all the other attendees that watched and listened, and for the attendees that sent me the text messages. Okay, this brings us to the 7th section of the agenda, where we're going to have a closing speech from the candidate. You can extend it for 2 minutes, since you're the only candidate that showed up. And once again, I, along with the rest of the members, all the listeners and the rest of the membership, we appreciate you for taking this time out. And for those who wasn't able to attend, just to let you all know that it's not no type of legal binding or no type of obligation for you to be here. No legal obligation, to be here. So we appreciate the ones who did take time out from the activities and the families to attend this debate. So we're gonna have the floor to you, Nicole.
Okay, great. So again, I just want to say thank you guys for having me and asking me these questions. It made me excited. I was a little nervous about coming on, taking questions, but this is the type of person I want to be. I want to be your next financial reporting secretary. I feel like I prepared for this moment. I can take care of the treasury, the checks and balances. I'm eager to get to see what the grievance process is. I'm eager to work with the membership to move this union in a better direction for all of us. I'm eager to be a listener to your concerns and pass them to the right people. I'm just eager to work with everyone, everyone, to move this union forward. I hope I can earn your vote on December 20th. I know I'm not, in some people's eyes, I know I'm not the knowledgeable one, but what I will tell you is I have been working so hard to be ready for this position. I'm gonna continue to educate myself. If I get in, I'm just not gonna stop. And I just look forward to work with every member in this union. And I hope on December 20th, you choose me for your financial reporting secretary treasurer. And I thank Eric and Robert for taking the time out to host this debate. And I'm just excited to see what Tuesday's results are.
Okay.
4.
Pardon
Okay.
me?
10-4, Nicole. Now, I'm going to go to the next segment of this agenda to have the closing statement from the mediator. And once again, as the Financial Recording Secretary candidate Williams indicated, yes, please on December 6th, vote smart, vote very smart. Try to avoid having spoiled votes. Don't leave anything blank. Just, make a very wise decision based on resources, based on your own research, your own resources, not by hearsay, not who has the prettiest ballot or the prettiest palm card or the prettiest flyer. You vote for what you notice and what you observe of that person. This is why we have debates. This is why they have Q&As. If you're not able to see these people in person, if you happen to miss them, you get a chance to hear them in these debates, to see what they're about. You may see them come on the properties. That's what it's all about. It's all about showing dedication. And the campaign is not an easy job. I don't want to be any of them right now. Although I am pushing other candidates as well. I'm pushed, but I can't reveal on here because I'm on neutral ground. But, like I said, you all vote based on what you see and what you observe at these meetings, the demeanor of these candidates. You need to see if these people are asking questions. You need to see, are they challenging the situations? That's how you know you have a good candidate. You have to look at that body language. You have to see everything. That's just my own opinion. It's all about how you sell yourself. And, that's pretty much what I would have to say. So my co-mediator, Robert Thomas, do you have anything to say in closing before we adjourn?
No, sir.
Okay, so we're going to adjourn this meeting. We're going to adjourn this debate at 2200 hours, Saturday, December 17th, 2022. And don't forget, everyone, please vote wisely and use your, better judgment. So we'll see you all Tuesday, and good luck to all the candidates. Good luck to everyone who's in the runoff and all the different elections and everything. Good luck to you. Best wishes, So everybody have a great evening.